Your phone lights up. It's Friday night. It's late. And before you even read the name, their first plan fell through. Their exciting night collapsed. And now, in the ruins of their better option, they remember you. Hey, you up? And in that moment, you feel it. Not excitement. Not flattery. That cold, familiar, sickening feeling in the pit of your stomach. The feeling of being the backup plan. You are the friend they call when they're bored. The partner they text when they need an ego boost. The employee they ask to stay late because they know you won't say no. You are the reliable one. The dependable one. The one who is always there. You see them on social media, living a life you are only invited into as an afterthought. Making plans. Having adventures. Creating memories. With their first choices. You tell yourself it's okay. You tell yourself that being a good, available person is a virtue. You tell yourself it's better than being alone. But there is a voice inside you. A quiet, persistent, and deeply wounded voice. And it whispers a terrifying question in the dead of night. Am I not worthy of being chosen first? Am I just convenient? That voice is the truth. And today, you will stop whispering it, and you will start roaring back. You have been fed a devastating lie. A lie that has turned your life into a waiting room. The lie is that your availability makes you valuable. That your loyalty makes you desirable. That your willingness to always be there makes you a good person. It doesn't. It makes you convenient. It makes you the safe bet. It makes you the human equivalent of a spare tire. Necessary to have, but you hope you never have to use it. 500 years ago, Niccolo Machiavelli understood the brutal, unchanging laws of human nature. He knew that what is always available is never valued, and what is scarce is fought for. This video is your awakening. It is the end of your life in the waiting room. We will not just analyze the curse of being the second choice, we will obliterate it. We will reveal the ruthless psychology of value and scarcity, and we will transform you, piece by ruthless piece, from the reliable backup plan that everyone settles for, into the uncontested first choice that they compete for. This is not about playing games. This is about understanding the game that is already being played on you. This is about becoming the prize. Now, before you reclaim your throne, you must first claim it in your mind. Drop this declaration in the comments below. I am the prize, not the backup plan. Let's begin by performing an autopsy on your powerlessness. We need to understand the disease before we can administer the cure. Let's call it the curse of convenience, how your best qualities became your worst enemy. Your greatest strengths, as you see them, are your loyalty, your reliability, and your accommodating nature. In the cold calculus of power, these are your greatest weaknesses. You have turned yourself into a public utility. Like tap water or electricity, always on, always available, and completely taken for granted. Nobody wakes up in the morning and feels a surge of gratitude for the running water. They only notice it when it's gone. You are that running water. The dark psychology of value. Human beings are wired with a fatal flaw when it comes to perceiving value. We do not value things based on their intrinsic worth. We value them based on their perceived scarcity and the effort required to obtain them. A diamond is just a compressed piece of carbon. Its value is almost entirely manufactured through the control of its supply. A sold-out concert ticket is more desirable than a ticket to an empty show. A person who is difficult to win over is seen as a greater prize than the person who gives their affection away freely. This is not logical. It is primal. And it governs every single one of your social interactions. When you are always available, you are communicating that your time is not scarce. Therefore, it is not valuable. When you always say yes, you are communicating that your energy is not a limited resource. Therefore, it is not valuable. When you are always the one to text first, to make the plans, to fix the problems, you are communicating that your investment is not scarce. Therefore, it is not valuable. The good person's mistake. The good person, the nice guy, the reliable friend, they operate under the fatal assumption that their value is self-evident. They think, if I am just good enough, loyal enough, and available enough, people will eventually see my worth and prioritize me. This is like a shopkeeper giving away his best products for free, hoping that one day people will start paying for them out of sheer gratitude. It will never happen. You are training them that your value has no price. Machiavelli once wrote about a prince who, in trying to be seen as generous, gave away all his wealth and ended up being despised. He wrote, "For in the long run he will be forced to burden his people with excessive taxes and will have to do everything he can to raise money. This will make his subjects begin to hate him." Your time and energy are your wealth. When you give them away too freely in the name of being generous and available, you eventually go bankrupt. You become tired, resentful, and bitter. And this bitterness, this exhaustion, makes you less attractive, not more. You have given away everything, and in the end, you are hated for the one time you had nothing left to give. This is the curse of convenience. Today, you break the curse. You stop being a public utility. You become a private treasure. Here are the 7 ruthless edicts of the first choice. Engrave these onto your mind. They are the constitution of your new, sovereign self. Edict number 1, the principle of the empty throne. The backup plan is always waiting. The first choice is always busy. You must burn this into your soul. The backup plan's reality. Your life is structured around a series of empty spaces, waiting to be filled by the whims of others. You keep your Friday night open, just in case they call. You hold off on making your own plans, just in case a better invitation comes along. Your mental and emotional energy is spent in a state of passive readiness. You are a king with no kingdom, sitting on an empty throne, waiting for someone else to give you a purpose. The dark psychology at play. This openness you project is not seen as flexibility. It is perceived as a lack of options. It signals that you have nothing better going on. It communicates that your life is not a compelling, forward-moving story of its own, but a series of blank pages waiting for someone else to write on them. And nobody wants to be a character in a boring story. People are drawn to motion, to purpose, to a life that is already in progress. The easygoing person's mistake. The easygoing person thinks their flexibility makes them desirable. I'm easy to make plans with. What it actually makes them is forgettable. There is no urgency to make plans with someone who is always free. They can always be scheduled later. They can always be the fallback option. Their convenience has made them a low priority. The Machiavellian countermove, the cultivation of a sovereign schedule. The first choice understands that their most valuable asset is their time, and they guard it like a dragon guards its gold. Their life is a kingdom, and their schedule is the royal decree. The tactical application. Your default state is busy, not a fake, arrogant busy. A genuine, purpose-driven busy. Your default state must be one of engagement with your own mission, your projects, your hobbies, your self-improvement, your goals. These are your standing appointments. They are not placeholders. They are the pillars of your life. You must have a life that you genuinely prefer to their last-minute invitation. This is the most important part. This cannot be an act. You must build a life that is so interesting, so fulfilling to you, that when that late Friday night text comes in, your honest-to-God first thought is, "No thanks, I have something better to do." Even if that something better is reading a book that fascinates you or working on a skill that empowers you. Plans are made in advance, on your terms. The first choice does not accept last-minute, low-effort invitations. They are the ones who initiate plans, on their schedule, for activities they want to do. When someone wants to see you, they must enter your world. They must make an appointment. Hey, free tonight. The backup plan, yes, definitely. What time? The first choice, tonight doesn't work for me, but I have some time for a coffee on Wednesday afternoon. Let me know if that works for you. This simple shift changes everything. You are no longer the one waiting. You are the one being waited for. You are no longer the one accommodating. You are the one being accommodated. As Machiavelli might argue, a prince does not wait by the gates, hoping for an invitation to a feast. He prepares his own feast, and the quality of his feast determines who begs for an invitation to his table. Your life is your feast. Stop waiting for scraps from someone else's table. Go and prepare your own. Edict number 2, the power of the strategic disappearance. What is always present becomes invisible. The art of being the first choice is not just about being busy. It's about the mastery of presence and absence. The backup plan's reality. You are in a state of constant, low-level presence. You are always in the group chat. You are always liking their photos. You are always available for a call. You have made yourself a permanent fixture in their digital and social landscape. You are part of the furniture. And nobody is excited by furniture. The dark psychology at play. This is the principle of hedonic adaptation. The brain gets used to things. The beautiful painting on your wall becomes invisible after a month. The constant support of a friend becomes an expectation. Your presence, when it is constant, loses all its impact. It is simply the baseline. But absence creates a space. A void. And in that void, your value is recalculated. The supportive friend's mistake. The supportive friend believes their constant presence is a sign of their loyalty. They think that by always being there, they are showing how much they care. But what they are actually showing is that their attention has no cost. They are a 24/7 radio station playing in the background, a station that no one really listens to, but they notice when it suddenly goes silent. The Machiavellian counter-move, the calculated withdrawal. The first choice understands that their attention is a powerful, scarce resource. They use absence as a tool to amplify the power of their presence. The tactical application. The digital disappearance. For a period of time, a day, a weekend, you go dark. You do not post. You do not comment. You do not instantly reply. You withdraw your digital energy from the ecosystem. This is not a dramatic announcement. It is a quiet retreat. People who are used to your constant low-level presence will feel the shift. They will wonder, where are they? Are they okay? You have just recaptured their mental real estate simply by becoming absent. The social fade. You politely decline a few group hangouts in a row. Not with a long, apologetic excuse. Just a simple, won't be able to make it this time. Have fun. When you finally do show up again, your presence will have more weight. People will be more eager to engage with you because they have felt your absence. The focus shift. You must have a compelling reason for your absence. This is crucial. You are not disappearing to play games. You are disappearing because you are deeply engaged in your own mission. You are building something. You are learning something. You are becoming something. Your absence is not empty. It is full of purpose. And when you return with more value, more stories, more power. Machiavelli knew that a wise leader does not sit in the town square every day, listening to every merchant's complaint. To do so would make him common. He appears at strategic moments, makes decisive judgments, and then retreats to his castle. His rare appearances are events. His words carry the weight of his absence. When you master the strategic disappearance, people stop taking your presence for granted. They start to see your time and attention as a privilege, not a right. They start to realize that your world does not revolve around them. And that is the moment they start wanting their world to revolve around you. Edict number 3, the rejection of the provisional. The backup plan lives in a world of maybes. Maybe we can hang out this weekend. I'll let you know. Let's play it by ear. These are the verbal crumbs thrown to the person who is not a priority. And the backup plan gratefully accepts these crumbs. The backup plan's reality. Your calendar is a collection of question marks. You are holding your own life in limbo, waiting for someone else to confirm your value. You accept vague, non-committal plans because you believe that a maybe is better than a no. It is not. A maybe is a slow no. It is a disrespectful no. It is a no that keeps you on the hook, just in case. The dark psychology at play. The person who offers you a provisional plan is explicitly communicating your status. They are telling you, you are not my priority. I am waiting to see if a better option emerges. If it does, I will take it. If it does not, I will settle for you. By accepting this, you are co-signing their assessment of your worth. You are agreeing that you are the consolation prize. The flexible person's mistake. The flexible person thinks their willingness to accept vague plans makes them easygoing and desirable. I'm not high maintenance. What it actually makes them is low value. It signals that their time has no structure and can be rearranged at a moment's notice to suit someone else's convenience. The Machiavellian counter-move, the demand for certainty. The first choice does not exist in the world of maybe. They operate in a world of yes or no. They treat their time with the respect of a monarch, and they require that others do the same. The tactical application. Mirror the vagueness back. When someone gives you a vague offer, you do not try to pin it down. You reflect their lack of commitment back to them, and then you move on. We should totally hang out sometime next week. The backup plan. Definitely. Just let me know when, I'm pretty free. The first choice. Sounds good. Let me know when you figure out your schedule. You then proceed to make your own concrete plans. The burden is on them to come back with a real invitation. The exploding offer. When you are the one making the invitation, you make it specific and time-bound. And you communicate that you will be moving on if they cannot commit. I'm going to that concert on Saturday. I have an extra ticket. Would you like to join me? Oh, maybe. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. Can I let you know on Saturday? The backup plan. Sure, just let me know. The first choice. I'm actually finalizing my plans by tomorrow evening. If you can't commit by then, no worries at all, I'll offer the ticket to someone else. Just let me know. Treat maybe as no. This is a critical mindset shift. The moment you hear a maybe or an I'll let you know, you must mentally categorize it as a no and proceed with your life as if the plan is not happening. You make other plans. You fill your time. If they come back later and confirm, and you are still free, you can choose to accept. But you are no longer in a state of waiting. You have taken back control of your own timeline. Machiavelli understood the danger of indecisive allies. An ally who says maybe is not an ally, they are a liability. A wise leader builds his plans on the foundation of firm commitments, not on the shifting sands of vague possibilities. When you reject the provisional, you send a powerful message. You are communicating that your time is a valuable, structured asset. You are communicating that you are a person of action and decision, and you expect the same from the people you engage with. The vague, non-committal people will fade from your life. They will be replaced by decisive, intentional people who respect your time because they respect their own. You will have fewer question marks on your calendar, and more exclamation points in your life. Edict number 4, the inversion of the chase. In every UN-balanced relationship, there is a pursuer and a distancer. The backup plan is always the pursuer. They are the one who texts first. The one who suggests the plans. The one who puts in more effort, more energy, more investment. They are the one who is chasing. The backup plan's reality. You are in a state of constant, low-level anxiety. You are always monitoring their response time, their level of enthusiasm, their engagement. You are constantly asking yourself, do they like me? Am I doing enough? Your emotional state is a direct reflection of their level of reciprocity. You are giving them 100% of your investment, and you are celebrating when you get 50% back. The dark psychology at play. The chase dynamic is primal. The pursuer is the one who wants it more. The one who wants it more has less power. The one who has less power gets less respect. By always being the one to initiate, you are constantly reinforcing your role as the less valuable party in the dynamic. You are communicating, through your actions, I need this interaction more than you do. The enthusiastic person's mistake. The enthusiastic person believes their high level of investment is a sign of their passion and commitment. They think that by showing how much they care, they will inspire the other person to care more. This rarely works. More often than not, their high level of investment makes the other person feel pressured, and they pull back even further. The overeager suitor scares away the object of his affection. The Machiavellian countermove, the principle of the measured pace. The first choice is never the one who is chasing. They are the one who sets a measured, deliberate pace. And they are keenly aware of the level of investment from the other party. They practice the art of matching and waiting. The tactical application. The rule of reciprocity. You must become a ruthless accountant of effort. Your investment in any relationship should never be more than 10% greater than the investment you are receiving. If you always text first, stop. Wait for them to initiate. If they never do, you have your answer. They were not your friend, you were their fan. If you are always the one making the plans, stop. Wait for them to suggest something. If they don't, you have your answer. If your texts are paragraphs and their replies are single words, you must mirror their level of investment. Shorten your replies. Match their energy. The power of the pullback. When you feel that you are investing more, you do not complain. You do not demand more from them. That is a weak, chasing move. Instead, you silently and calmly pull back your own investment. You get a little busier. You take a little longer to reply. You create a small vacuum where your energy used to be. Let them close the gap. This vacuum will create a moment of truth. The person who is genuinely invested in you will feel the change. They will feel the distance. And they will step forward to close the gap. They will text first. They will suggest a plan. They have just proven their investment. The person who was never truly invested will simply let you drift away. They were happy to accept your free energy, but they are not willing to expend any of their own to keep it. You have just been given the gift of clarity. Machiavelli understood that. Alliances are built on mutual interest and a balance of power. An alliance where one party is clearly more desperate than the other is not an alliance. It is a prelude to betrayal. The prince who chases an alliance too eagerly signals his weakness and invites exploitation. By inverting the chase, you are not playing a game. You are conducting an experiment. You are gathering data on who is truly invested in you and who is simply enjoying the convenience of your investment in them. This requires the courage to risk the relationship. You have to be willing to let them go, to let the connection die, if they are not willing to meet you halfway. The backup plan is terrified of this risk. The first choice knows that this risk is the only path to a relationship based on genuine, mutual respect. Stop chasing. Start attracting. And let their effort, or lack thereof, be your guide. Edict number 5. The gatekeeper of value. The backup plan gives their value away. The first choice makes you earn it. The backup plan's reality. You are an open book. You share your dreams, your fears, your best ideas with anyone who shows a flicker of interest. You offer your help, your advice, your emotional support without being asked. You are desperate to prove your worth, so you lay all your treasures on the table for everyone to see. The dark psychology at play. As we've established, What is freely given is rarely valued. When you offer your value before it is requested, you devalue it. You are a salesman shouting on a street corner. Most people will just walk by. Furthermore, you are giving away your strategic advantages. Your unique idea, shared too early, can be stolen. Your vulnerability, shared with the wrong person, can be weaponized. Your generosity, offered too freely, creates entitlement. The open person's mistake. The open, honest person believes their transparency is building connection and trust. With the right people, it can. But most people are not the right people. By being an open book to everyone, you are allowing the unqualified, the users, and the rivals to read your playbook. The Machiavellian counter-move, the graduated unveiling. The first choice treats their own value, their knowledge, their skills, their vulnerability, their time, like the inner sanctum of a temple. Not everyone is allowed in. Access must be earned. The tactical application. Be a listener, not a broadcaster. In most interactions, your primary goal should be to learn about the other person, not to teach them about you. The person who asks the questions controls the conversation. The person who does all the talking reveals their hand. Qualify your audience. Before you share a significant idea, a personal story, or offer your help, you must ask yourself, has this person earned the right to this? Have they demonstrated their trustworthiness? Is there a reciprocal exchange of value here? The principle of the small test. You do not grant full trust or access at once. You conduct small tests. You share a minor, inconsequential piece of information and see how they handle it. Do they keep it confidential? Do they use it to their advantage? Their handling of the small test determines if they are ever granted access to a bigger one. Make them ask. Do not offer your best advice unsolicited. Wait for them to ask for it. The act of asking is an admission of your value. It shifts the frame from you pushing your ideas to them pulling for your wisdom. When they ask, you do not have to give it all away. You can give a small piece, enough to be helpful, but also enough to make them realize the depth of what you know. Machiavelli warned that a prince who is too open with his plans will be easily countered. He must maintain an aura of mystery, revealing his intentions only through his actions, when it is too late for his enemies to stop him. You must become the gatekeeper of your own value. You are not a free sample. You are a limited edition. When you adopt this mindset, your entire presence changes. You develop a quiet confidence. A confidence that comes not from needing to prove your worth, but from knowing your worth and being selective about who gets to experience it. People will feel this. They will become more curious about you. They will work harder to get into your inner circle. Your selectiveness will become the ultimate proof of your value, and they will be the ones chasing you. Edict number 6, the indifference to the outcome. This is the most advanced and the most powerful mindset. The backup plan is deeply invested in the outcome of every interaction. I hope they like me. I need this to work out. What if they say no? This neediness, this attachment to the outcome, is the source of all their weak behaviors. The backup plan's reality. Your happiness, your self-worth, your sense of peace, it is all held hostage by external events and other people's decisions. If they text back, you are happy. If they don't, you are anxious. If you get the approval, you are worthy. If you don't, you are worthless. You are a boat without a rudder, tossed about by the waves of a world you cannot control. The dark psychology at play. Your desperation is a scent, and people can smell it a mile away. The moment they know you need the deal more than they do, they have all the power. The moment they know you are more afraid of being alone than they are, they have all the power. Your attachment to the outcome is the leverage they use against you. The passionate person's mistake. The passionate person believes their intense desire is a strength. I want this so badly. They think this passion will be contagious. Sometimes it is. More often, it is interpreted as neediness. and neediness is repellent. The Machiavellian countermove, the cultivation of sovereign detachment. The first choice wants the best outcome. They work towards it. They strategize for it. But they do not need it. Their sense of self-worth is not on the negotiating table. It is a pre-existing condition. The tactical application. The power of options. The foundation of detachment is having options. The backup plan has no other options, which is why they are a backup plan. The first choice is constantly cultivating options. Other job prospects. Other social circles. Other potential partners. Other sources of happiness and fulfillment. When you have other legitimate, attractive options, your need for any single one to work out plummets. The internalization of worth. You must do the deep, internal work to separate your self-worth from your external results. You must find your value in your character, your discipline, your principles, things that no one can ever take from you. Your success in a negotiation does not define you. Your integrity during the negotiation does. The walk-away power. Before entering any important interaction, you must be genuinely, soul-deep willing to walk away with nothing. You must visualize the failure scenario and become completely at peace with it. When you are truly okay with no, you can negotiate for yes with a calm and terrifying power. The person who is not afraid to lose can take far greater risks. As Machiavelli might say, the greatest fortress a prince can have is not being hated by his people, but an even greater fortress is his own self-reliance. To be dependent on the outcome of any single battle is to be perpetually vulnerable. The prince who is willing to lose a battle to win the war is the one who will build an empire. When you achieve this state of sovereign detachment, you become magnetic. Your lack of neediness is the most attractive quality a human can possess. People are drawn to your centeredness, your unshakable core. They feel that you are operating from a place of abundance, not scarcity, and they will fight to be a part of that abundance. You have stopped chasing the world, and the world has started chasing you. Edict number 7, the coronation. This is not a strategy. This is an arrival. It is the final, internal transformation where you stop trying to be the first choice, and you simply are. The backup plan is always auditioning. Am I good enough? Am I worthy? Do you choose me? He is waiting for someone else to place the crown on his head. The first choice knows that the crown is not given. It is forged. It is forged in the fire of 1,000 strategic no's. It is forged in the discomfort of other people's disappointment. It is forged in the solitary work of building a life of purpose. It is forged in the courage to walk away from that which does not serve you. The final state of being. You no longer feel a pang of anxiety when you are not invited to something. You feel a sense of peace, a gift of free time. You no longer feel the need to explain your decisions. Your decisions are their own explanation. You no longer see rejection as a verdict on your worth. You see it as a useful piece of data that guides you toward a better alignment. You derive more pleasure from your own respect than from the approval of the entire world. This is the coronation. It is the moment you place the crown on your own head. You are the source of your own validation. You are the king of your own kingdom. And you are no longer accepting applications for the role of your first choice. You are the one who is choosing. Machiavelli's ultimate lesson is not about the manipulation of others. It is about the absolute and ruthless mastery of the self. For the man who is master of his own kingdom, his own mind, his own time, his own will, does not need to conquer the world. The world comes to him. You are not the backup plan. You were never the backup plan. You were a king who was taught to think he was a peasant. Today, you remember your own royalty. The waiting room doors are now open. You have seen the world outside. A world where your value is not a question, but a statement. A world where your time is a treasure, not a commodity. A world where you are not the one waiting for the call, but the one they are hoping will call. You have a choice. It is the only choice that has ever mattered. You can step back into the waiting room. It is safe there. It is convenient. The chairs are worn in and familiar. You can continue to live your life as a footnote in someone else's story, hoping for the occasional crumb of attention. Or you can walk out that door and never look back. You can embrace the terrifying, exhilarating responsibility of being your own first choice. You can build your own kingdom. You can prepare your own feast. You can become the prize. This path is not for everyone. It is a path of discipline, of courage, of a willingness to be misunderstood. It is the path of the king. Most will choose the comfort of the waiting room. But you are still here, which means you are not most people. You are ready to rule. Phase 5, the concluding reinforcement and call to action. Your life is a direct reflection of the standards you are willing to enforce. If you accept being the backup plan, you will always be the backup plan. The moment you demand to be the first choice is the moment you begin to become it. This is not arrogance. This is the highest form of self-respect. If this video has awakened the sovereign within you, then declare your new reign. Smash that like button. Share this with someone who is still sitting in the waiting room of their own life. And subscribe for the advanced strategies you will need to rule your new kingdom. Now, for your coronation, leave this final, undeniable truth in the comments below. I am my own first choice. Remember, the world will only ever value you as much as you value yourself. Set your price high, and never, ever, offer a discount. You are the prize. Act like it.